Wow. Anyway, it's supposedly a throwback Thursday, and not that I care about what day it is like that, but essentially, I'm reflecting today. I'm doing a lot of self-reflection and reminiscing. Really, I'm thinking about my past and how I was as a kid. And well, so I figured I'd drop some of my fondest memories here and record them, so I can always look back at them later on. First thing that comes to mind, best memory as a kid is I don't even know how old I was. All I know is I lived in Judas Fancy, and with my mother, we were alone. I had two dogs, well, at separate times. One was my first dog was named Brownie. The next one was Rusty. I think it was a puppy named Rusty, big dog named Brownie. Anyway, it was cool times. I don't even remember like how school life was and whatnot, but I do remember fond memories of my mother just letting me roam, and I would just play. We lived on top of this hill, massive view. Shout outs to Pat and Sarah Glover. Anyway, they will know. Anyway, we rented the house from them. Anyway, so this house on Judas Fancy was on top of this hill, view overlooking like all of North Shore and all into Christian Shed, all into East End. It was such a gorgeous view and a wraparound patio, and I think this is why I always have fond memories of coming back to St. Croix and living on top of like a mountain with that kind of view. Um, it was awesome times of freedom. I honestly didn't spend that much time in front of the television. Don't get me wrong, just like any kid on Saturday, I'd wake up, early, 5, 6 o'clock or whatever, to watch Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo, I think, was my first show that ever came on, right? First cartoon, and then followed up with all the rest of the good ones. And after cartoons, I guess it'd be maybe 11 or 12. That's when cartoons ended back then. Then I'd hit the streets. When I say the streets, it would be like my backyard, or actually the front yard, because it was a slope. And I'd go out with my dog, and we like go exploring. And I mean massive exploring. I'm talking acres and acres of just grass. And we'd go out there, and I'd literally get on all fours and crawl in the bush with my dog and be like all up in the middle of nowhere. Didn't have a care about bees or Jack Spaniels or centipedes. And it was real interesting living island life. I was really an island boy for real. And I mean, for hours on end. I would disappear from the house, walk down the street, around the corner. I mean, it's Judas Fancy, so theoretically it's safe. And this is back in the 80s, so it was even safer back then. And my mom, she wouldn't even give a hoot. Like, I would be out. And I remember intensely hiking a lot with my dog. And we'd go out to like Salt River Pond end. Like, so I'm in Judas Fancy coming around that bend. So where they have that what is it, like a church or something it's abandoned, so because they said it's sinking or something like that. It was never finished construction. So I'd go over there and I'd explore the mangroves and whatnot, and all on that side of Salt River, on the pond side, and then swim in there, and then head over to the shoreline, which is all rocks. It was like massive rocks. I remember looking out and peering into the water and watching that sea wreck out there. There's a sea shipwreck, some cargo ship or something. I don't remember. But I mean, those were fond memories of out there and exploring out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, nature. It was nature. It was all about nature, and that was always at my heart and at my core. Um, and I love the way my mother didn't worry too much about me, and she just let me do my thing. I go out there exploring with a little stick, and hey, anything could happen. I could have fell off of a cliff. I used to go climbing up the side of the mountains. I could have fell on some corals, sea urchins I used to play with. I mean, craziness could have happened, and no one ever knew, because I'm out there by myself, and my dog. I do remember some fond memories too. Go, oh, Christine Henley, she knows about that. Okay, so I had two playmates. Gina Dyer was the girl who lived below me on the bottom of the hill. One of my neighbors that I was familiar with, and the next one was Miss Henley. Shout out, Christine. Yeah, I have some pictures of us going out there. We did some exploring over there too. We saw this. There was this golf cart that was flipped over, over there, like somebody drove their golf cart straight off the cliff, whee, and went down into the canyon ravine. I'm gonna post that. No, the picture's already posted. I'm gonna share it later on, maybe underneath this video or something. But yo, I just remember those moments and days of exploration. It was so fun. It was so freeing and liberating to just be out in nature like that. And you know, it wasn't about a phone, it wasn't about an iPad, or I mean, yeah, I did game a little here and there, but that came later on. My primary core was centered around nature. And well, I guess that explains why now I really have to have nature in my life. I do. And it's something that drives me, because if I don't have nature, mind you, I can be, you know, settled with, you know, technology and my gadgets and staying in the house, but later on I get all kind of like, I don't know how to say, like flustered, antsy, that's the word, you know, like I need to get out, I need to do stuff, I don't care where it is. And I think that's how I was as a kid, you know, ADD, free-minded. I didn't care where I went, I just needed to go run out and go climb a tree, you know, get a coconut, a mango, run around, like I said, play with Jack Spaniel nests, with the worms, rocks, you know, just a bunch of craziness. And that was just nature. And that was a time in my life that was a period that I will always remember, I will always cherish, and I long for as an adult. You know, even as an adult, I travel back there in my mind being like, what kind of things can I remember? I go back and I look through my photos and be like, yeah, I have a couple. One of them is of me, I forgot what it was. I think I was beard chested with my belly hanging out. I got my exploring stick with me. So I think my mom does have a picture of me like that, and I think I posted it up there. But these memories come back to me, and they just make my heart smile, you know. And I wonder if our kids are benefiting from this kind of lifestyle nowadays, you know. Makes me sad when I think about how it seems like a majority of the kids, like, you know, stay home and they're playing a game, or they're very sheltered and maybe overprotected even, you know. Back then I had a sense of exploration and wonder, and it led me to be very independent minded. Like I didn't need people, which is interesting, because later on in my life I grew to need people to some degree, and then I reverted back to just needing myself, and of course my loved one. So that's why you find someone, if you can identify with this and you know of something from your core and from your past that you know drives you. When you're looking for a significant other, you know, if you haven't found one or whatever, you know, people look for qualities and what they look like and what their job is in their career. You know, that's good too. That's very good. But you want to find something that like this, a common bond, you know, not just a common hobby, right? But find that personal trait, that personal core relevance that you two have and you share. Like Danielle and I love nature. We go out in nature. We love to hike. We need to do a lot more of it, but you know, time, you know, constraints and whatnot. But we both know at our core that's what makes us happy. That's what not only just brings us peace, but you know, a sense of adventure and just getting out there and exploring waterfalls or top of a mountain and you know, anything. And of course the beach. But anyway, I thought I'd share that. Those pretty cool memories. I'll change my profile pic just for today, I guess, to sit back and laugh at that. And anyway, I hope my kids can benefit from being in nature like I did. And who knows what the future has in store. But only look back if you like what you see. I like what I see.